Behmor 1600 plus. Some beans. Just got our order in from Sweet Maria's. Some coffee and the Behmor 1600 plus. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. One of the good reasons why I ordered from Sweet Maria's instead of Amazon, which Amazon was $20 cheaper for the same model, but Sweet Maria's throws in 8 pounds of a sample pack of beans. The sample pack I think runs about $40, so for $20 more I got $40 worth of beans from Sweet Maria's, and supporting them because they're a great outfit. Atra triple. That is it. This little sticker right there is a real pain to get off. They do that on purpose because they want you to read it. You don't burn your house down. Alright, so inside, chaff tray, and then of course the drum with another sticker. If I use this, I agree. So they're serious about this. They should just say, warning, may start a fire. Not a whole lot to it, which is nice. This in the back is supposed to reduce the smoke from roasting. So you could technically do this inside, you know, like your kitchen if you wanted. We got a paintbrush. Got the sticker off. Little goo gone. Get the roaster seasoned and ready. First thing it says to do is just wipe down the inside with a wet cloth. Put the roaster together. Chaff tray in so that it doesn't hit. You don't push it in all the way. We're going to do a dry burn. Leave your quarter. Start. It's like an 8-minute cycle. While we're waiting for the roaster to cycle through its dry run, I'm going to go ahead and get the coffee ready, the green beans ready for roast. So the manual recommends doing just 1/4 pound amounts to start with until you get more comfortable and familiar with the settings and the features. So that's what we're going to do. Sweet Maria, they have a little information about what they believe would be a good roast. Full City to Vienna, great dark roast layer, Burundi, Usiga. That's what we're going to do. Notice the top seal up here was wavy, and it looked like it was coming off. It doesn't now, but I thought maybe there was a defect or it wasn't sealed right or glued into place correctly. It does mention that they do not use glue to attach the gasket, and so it will expand and contract, and it will look wavy at times, but that does not affect the roast. One of the videos Sweet Maria's did about this roaster, which I recommend you watch, is he said that the clasp on this guy can sometimes be loose if not set properly, and so you don't want that opening while you're running these through the roaster. Any cycle, it says, let it run for about 1:45 seconds. We're gonna do the most simple, basic, beginner setting, which is the 1/4 pound, and start. It's like you're making popcorn. We're gonna listen for what they call first crack, to where the beans start to expand and start to release pressure and they crack open. they have a feature. You hit C, they call it Rosetta Stone, which is like a basic programmed mode that when you hear that first crack, you hit that, and that will basically give you what they consider a good roast range. It will count down to the cool down time. Just turned it off. Now it is going to be quite hot. Just be careful. Don't burn yourself like I feel I might. It's precarious. Get that in. Alright. I did it. Quarter pound, P1, start. Put the light on, and we're roasting some coffee. It's kind of a slow process up to the first crack, and then it accelerates. So right after we hear that first crack, maybe a minute, 2 minutes before we hear the second crack is when we're going to want to stop it and start cooling it. That's what we're going to learn. So while it's going, I can hold down, what was that? I thought we had our first crack, maybe not. So I'm going to hold A. That gives me the exhaust temp. We're at 340 degrees. If I hold B, it gives me the inside wall temp, which is 279 degrees. 280 now. And there is a manual mode that you can use that we'll get into as we learn more. And we can use that information to adjust the drum speed, the heating element, and the time. Okay, this, I don't know if you can see it, but it's flashing at me. This is a safety feature. It's counting down to make sure that I'm here in case something goes wrong. So I have to hit start before this timer goes all the way to 0. So let's hit that. That continues the program. Otherwise, oh, here we go. I'm hearing the popping now. So let's hit C. Supposed to do that at the very first crack of the first crack window. What that does is it put another minute 40 on the clock. The beans look pretty good. Looks like some roasted coffee now. So we're just gonna let this run through its timer phase here and enter the cool stage on its own. One of the things they said you can help to speed it up is open the door so that the heat can radiate out, which I'm gonna do. I guess there's another hack that involves like a hot mitt where you go ahead and remove the drum, which Behmor does not recommend. We might experiment with that later on. All right, it just entered the cooling phase. I can see a lot of chaff spinning around. When I open this door, they say that you might get some chaff coming out. Yeah, it's starting blowing out a little bit. What I've read and been told is that ideally you want the beans, once they're done roasting, once you've hit the profile you're after, you want the beans to be cooled down within 4 minutes ideally. The programmed cool process with the Behmor runs at about 8 minutes for full cool. I think it takes closer to about 6 to 6.5 to actually get the beans temp down, which is a little longer than I guess most roasters like. One method we might try out later on is we're going to pull the drum out and pour it on, basically on top of a fan that we're going to put a screen down, blowing up. I guess blowing up, you know, it blows the chaff everywhere, but it also is a good way to get the chaff off. This, I think, is going to come in handy. It's a little mini shop vac. This was given to me by a gentleman named Bill Cooper, a homeless man that drove around he lived in a station wagon with his dog. He was one of the most generous, giving, kind-hearted people I've ever met. The man had no money, but yet he still would show up with gifts. When he found out I had a little kid, he thought that child would make a lot of messes. Went out and he found one that was a good deal and bought it for me. No matter how many times I tried to refuse his generosity or his gifts, he would always insist, and I could tell that it meant more to him that I just accepted. And I've never really had a use for it until now. It's going to be put to use as our official chaff collector. So that's kind of cool. He's since passed. He was quite old, and I think we've had some conversations. He might have knew the Lord, and so I think he's better off. Okay, just cool down. Let's see about taking this out. Definitely more chaff, I think, outside the door than in the chaff tray. There is our first roast. Whoa. Definitely cool to the touch. Smells really good. Smells really good. So that's our first roast. Now I'm gonna vacuum. That works really good. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. All right, and that's it.